The story of Saint Robert of Newminster.
Subscribe to our channel to receive more content like this.
Let me take you back almost 1,000 years to the 12th century England. The air is crisp, the land is green, and the church is at the heart of people's lives. This is a time of castles, monks, and quiet faith. And in a small town called Gargrave in Yorkshire, a boy named Robert is born. He doesn't come from a noble family, and he doesn't grow up with wealth. But from the start, Robert is a thinker. He's curious, serious, and above all, deeply drawn to God. As he grows older, he studies hard, eventually going to the University of Paris, one of the best schools in the world at that time. While others chase titles or riches, Robert is after wisdom, truth, and a life devoted to something greater than himself. Robert returns to England and becomes a parish priest in his hometown. The people love him. He's kind, humble, and gentle, but he's also a man of discipline and integrity. He lives simply. He prays constantly. He teaches the people not just with words, but by example. But Robert starts to feel a deeper calling. Something's stirring in his heart. He wants more than just to serve the church. He wants to live as the early Christians did, in poverty, obedience, and silence. He dreams of a life that's stripped down to the essentials: prayer, work, and brotherhood. So, Robert leaves everything behind and joins a group of monks at a place called Fountains Abbey. These monks are part of a new movement, the Cistercians. They're serious about living purely, far from the comfort and luxury that's crept into some parts of the church. Life at Fountains Abbey is hard. There's little food, the winters are cold, the days are filled with labor. But Robert thrives. He finds peace in simplicity, and before long, the other monks notice his wisdom and holiness. So, when the time comes to build a new monastery, Robert is chosen to lead. In 1138, Robert and 12 other monks walk through the rugged hills of Northumbria. It's wild land, remote and untamed. But they settle there and they build a new monastery. They call it Newminster, which means new monastery. It's not easy. The weather's harsh, the ground is tough, but Robert leads with steady hands and a steady heart. He teaches the monks to pray with focus, to work with joy, and to live with humility. People begin to visit Newminster, not just to see the beautiful abbey rising from the hills, but to meet the man behind it. Robert becomes known for his kindness, his wisdom, and his deep sense of peace. And something else happens. People start telling stories of miracles. It's said that Robert once calmed a violent man with just a prayer. Another time, a traveler claimed he saw Robert surrounded by a bright light while praying in the woods. Word spreads. People believe God is working through this quiet, gentle monk. Under Robert's guidance, Newminster flourishes, and it doesn't stop there. The monks go on to found 3 more abbeys, all rooted in the same spirit of prayer and hard work. Robert never seeks fame or praise. He just keeps leading, serving, and loving quietly. After many years of faithful service, Robert falls ill. The monks gather around him, praying, comforting him, hoping for healing. But Robert is calm. He knows his time has come. And on June 7, 1159, Robert dies peacefully. The grief is deep, but so is the gratitude. The monks and the people know they've been close to a holy man. His legacy isn't just in the stone walls of Newminster, but in the hearts of everyone he touched. And so, Robert of Newminster becomes a saint, not because he performed great public acts, but because he lived with quiet faith, relentless humility, and deep love. He reminds us that sometimes the most powerful lives are the simplest ones, that holiness doesn't always come with fanfare, but with steady love, lived day after day. He lived for God and for others, and more than 800 years later, we still remember him. That is the story of Saint Robert of Newminster, a man of peace, of prayer, and of purpose, a reminder that greatness often begins in stillness, and that faith, when lived with humility, can echo through the ages.